All right. Hi, I'm Paul. So, if you're a coach and you want to increase your sales without being a hard-nosed salesperson, then this approach using a unique visual model has worked incredibly well for me, and I believe it will for you too. So, first of all, I've been selling coaching for well over 2 decades and doing mainly through webinar and presentations. So, as an international speaker, I spoke all over the world and I've tested multiple approaches. And by far, the best approach is this one. What's the hardest thing about coaching? It's intangible. You can't see it, you can't touch it, which means that it's hard for your prospects to picture in their own mind what it's going to do for them. Now, if they're confused or they don't understand it, they will not buy. A confused prospect does not buy. They will not make a decision. They'll come up with an excuse. They'll walk away. So therefore, the question for you is, what are you really selling? And I would suggest that what you're selling is a path to a result. So where the client currently is, where they want to get to, obviously that's their desired result. And then in between is what you're offering, which is helping them close that gap. So your product is the desired result plus how they get there. In other words, your vehicle, your coaching methodology, your coaching program, your coaching approach. So what you want to do then is turn your methodology, turn your approach into a unique model. So break down the steps for how they close that gap into 3 to 5 steps maximum and turn that into a unique model. So unique means that you stand out. Like how many coaches are there in the world? I mean, if you go on LinkedIn and do a search, something like 18 million coaches. You want to stand out. You want to be seen as someone who is important, who can help them get a result. So unique, of course, also means not only do you stand out, but they can only get it from you. So if it's a unique approach, it's your approach. The only place they're going to get it then is from you. Now, a model makes it tangible, makes it very easy to understand. If you've ever seen Tony Robbins speak, you'll know that his big thing is the 6 human needs. Everything he's done and everything he does is based around those 6 human needs. He's turned that into a model. All his insights, all his strategies, all his approaches in terms of working with clients, working with audience members comes from that model. If you've heard of Robert Kiyosaki, one of the books that he wrote very early on, I think it was his second book, included this model of being either an entrepreneur, an employee, a business owner, an investor, a self-employed, and he turned that into a simple model. And he exploded after that because all of a sudden people had a tangible they could understand, get their head around, and could also see where they are now and where they wanted to get to. Very good, useful model. So the model makes it tangible. Now you can see it. Now you can feel it. You can hear it. You can understand it. And then, of course, if you're sharing your model, you're no longer a hard, pushy salesperson because you're teaching, you're not selling. You're basically educating your prospect, your client, saying, look, here's where you are, here's where you want to get to. So now there's a gap, now there's a problem, and here's how you're going to solve that problem. Here's how you're going to close that gap with my model, with my coaching approach. And these are the steps to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. So you're teaching. Nobody's barriers come up when they feel they're being educated and helped. Their barriers only come up when they think you're trying to pitch to them or sell to them in some way which feels disconnected, disingenuous, that it's more about you than it is about them. Does that make sense? So, question then. If you follow this approach, create a unique model, can you see how it will make it far easier for your audience to buy from you and far more comfortable for you as well? Because you don't have to be a salesperson at all. You just get to continue to be a coach. You get to help people. So here's what you're getting then, because I've created my own model for helping you create your unique model. So I've called it the unique core solution. There's fundamentally 5 steps in this, and you just follow the 5 steps and you'll have your unique model at the end of it. Take you under an hour to get this mapped out, take maybe a little bit of creativity on your part, and you're done. You've got something you can work with. Now, this has been the core of all my presentations and webinars. Whenever I have sold a brand new coaching program, the first thing I've done is turn it into a unique model. Once I've got the unique model, I've got the foundation of everything. Once I've got it, it's visual, so I can see it in my head as well. So it's a lot easier for me to then sit down with somebody one-on-one or deliver a webinar one-to-many or deliver a live presentation with a live audience, again, one-to-many. But it's the foundation of everything. Everything else is just literally cut and paste around it. So decision time then. Do you want to continue doing what you're doing? which if you're listening to this probably means you're not getting the results, you're not getting the sales that you really want. So you continue getting okay sales, maybe so-so sales, maybe random sales, maybe the odd infrequent sale, where what you want is consistency so you can impact people and build a real business around your coaching skills. Or create your own unique model. Break down your methodology, which I'll show you exactly how to do step by step so that you've got a visual model you can share with your prospects to turn them into clients. And then, of course, you'll get game-changing sales, really great sales, because now you're teaching, you're not selling. So probably the only question you've now got at this point is, what is your investment for this? Well, basically pay what you want. Pay as little as $1, pay as much as $100, whatever you feel this is worth to you. Now you're probably thinking, well, why? What's the catch? This all sounds a bit too easy. No catch. I want to give you a rapid win because a couple of things really. One, I'm interested in your feedback. I want to know what you think about it because obviously that helps me then share this with more people. Secondly, I'm not interested in just selling you one product and that's the end of our relationship. I'm looking for a longer term relationship because, of course, that's how I impact more people. That's how you have a real business that makes a real difference. So because of that, if you get something from this, which is great, which makes a tremendous difference to your ability to do more of what you love doing, then you're going to remember that it was me that helped you do that. So in future, if I come back and say, look, I'm doing this other coaching program, you're more likely to give me your attention and at least read it, read through it, have a look at it, and make a decision as to whether it's right for you. That's what I want. So you might consider working with me again in the future. But of course, if this turns out to be rubbish and it's of absolutely no value to you, then the fact that you might have spent $1 or $5 or whatever it may be, you'd be like, so what? But you'll never listen to me again. And that's cool. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So all you need to do now, of course, is on the order form, just complete your details, decide what you want to pay for this from $1 to $100, and then click complete order. All right, go do that. Get great value from it and let me know exactly how you get on and exactly what this did for you and how it helped you. All right, talk to you again soon.